Welcome back. In this video, we're going to be talking about spyware and other data stealing malware. We'll talk about a few ones that sound familiar. We've already talked about them before, and several new ones. So let's just jump right in. Let's talk about spyware first. I know I went over this. This is a general term, malware. Steals your information by secretly monitoring you. Comes bundled with like websites or free software like those piracy sites where they give you the video downloading apps. It's an alternative to Netflix, but it's absolutely free. Those are usually installed in, they're bundled in with malware. So you got to watch out when you get free stuff or go for piracy or anything like that. It's not worth it. It's usually going to come with a heavy cost. Next one is keyloggers. This is another type of spyware. Remember I told you about these? These record every stroke you make in the keyboard. They'll know exactly what you're typing. Not in the context of what you're doing on a website, let's say, but they can parse it out. It's more information that they would normally have. It's just a tool, one of the tools they would use to crack your emails, crack your passwords, crack your credit cards, whatever they need, but it's just one tool. It's not necessarily the only tool that they'll ever use, but yeah, because it's not very effective just by itself. It's just a mass amount of typing. Like they'll never find out really what your password is unless they're very clever and they have a real eagle eye on these things. Next one is crypto malware. Crypts your files and demands ransom to unlock them. This is just like ransomware, right? It's exactly like ransomware because it is ransomware. It's another form of ransomware. It's another terminology for ransomware. Instead of completely, locking your computer up in a screen, right? And says, hey, pay to unlock. Rather, it encrypts all of your data, making it just impossible to navigate your computer, period. It's another way to do ransomware, but it's the same thing. Gun held to your data, and you need to give them money to, get your data back. Again, reformat, the only really good way to do things, but this is just another clever way of ransomware. Potentially unwanted programs. These are programs that either you didn't intend to install, you actually did intend to install, but is not familiar to the either the firewall or the antivirus program that you have. So it's saying that it's not something that you need. It's just ambiguous. It could be a virus, or it could just be a very poorly named program that's very mundane and completely useless. It's just overall kind of eh. It could be something that you wanted, and it's just kind of in a list of programmed lists in an antivirus program that says, hey, this is not something that you should be having in your computer, not because it's dangerous, but it could be dangerous, or it could be just bloatware, just something that causes you to slow down. It's not always malicious. It's not always annoying. It can be. And it's not always unwanted, but it just seems that way. It's definitely to keep an eye on those things. It's definitely a good idea to just make sure that you know what you're dealing with when you're going through the PUP files in your antivirus quarantine folder. What if it's something that you wanted, right? You just have to make sure. Bots and command and control. C2, right? Bot is a computer infected with malware that is remotely controlled. This is similar to that of the remote control Trojan, right? These can be more diverse, Bots can be used in a botnet for spamming, DDoS attacks, for data theft. They're a little bit more robust, as you can tell, kind of like worms, but not. Worms don't need data input. These really do need data input. They're they're exactly what you think they are. Little tiny programs that do the bidding of their hacker masters to cause you problems. Pretty much exactly what they are. Command and control is the system that controls the bots, C2. Now we're at the exam practice. Like I say in every video, these questions may be on the test. I won't tell you if they are, but I expect you to pay attention. So let's get started. Question 1. What does crypto malware do? A. It encrypts the files on a victim's systems and demands a ransom for the decryption key. B. It monitors user activity and sends sensitive information to a third party. C. It logs user keystrokes to steal passwords. D. It opens backdoors in the system to allow remote access. I'll give you a second. Answer is A. It encrypts files on a victim's systems to demand ransom for a decryption key. Remember, it's a type of ransomware. It's just another name for it, another method for it, but pretty much the same result, right? Question 2. In the context in the context of cybersecurity, what are bots typically used for? A. Monitoring user activity on websites. B. Encrypting files on a system and demanding ransom. C. Carrying out automated tasks under the control of a command and control server. Or D. Disguising themselves as legitimate software to steal personal information. Give you a second. Answer is C. Carrying out an automated task under the control of a command and control server. Remember, if you see C2, okay, on the test, has something to do with bots. Remember that. It'll help a lot. Thanks for watching Spyware and Data Stealing Malware. In this video, we've gone over several new topics and new malware types, as well as some older malware types with a new name. I appreciate you watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one.